관계 도전에 존내 다와 담제반 베제라 담베제네 되는제 배고 담대라 차체 돈이 니제 zon도 주벨라만 제제 제제 관계 되는 거 자나 베모네 제자 소완데 조신데 르로 어 yeah so uh, yeah so take a moment to um, acknowledge how fortunate that that our life exists in this complete integral favorable conditions inner and outer favorable conditions to complete the path all the way up to full enlightenment if one really dedicate wholeheartedly of one's energy towards the Dharma practice, especially having this precious human rebirth at the time of the living compassionate Buddha in the form of Guru among us. What can be more fortunate than that? Maybe this is one of the most fortunate of entire our previous existence. Many Buddhas have emanated, numberless Buddhas emanate in 10 directions in all the time. But we didn't have the enough meritorious resources to be able to directly relate as a guru and receive, Dharma inspirations and Dharma blessings. Even among the 1,000 fortunate Buddha, all the 4 fortunate Buddhas came into, this southern world. Geographically, how far one may be there in the world, the place where Buddha have existed and Buddha have remained most of his time, like in central India, like the Bodh Gaya area, geographically is so near, especially in today's time. Just 24 hours we may be able to reach there. But then again, the fortunate period of numberless Buddhas emanation of the Nirmanakaya form, like such as Shakyamuni Buddha, is physically not there. We don't have that opportunity. But never. But one thing that can regard our time today even more fortunate than those of the beings who exist during during those of the fortunate Buddha's time, is because of our life exists when the compassionate Buddha living present in the Guru form. So that is the most precious, that is the most amazing, and that is most powerful time to impact our own spiritual growth. Yeah. So therefore, the the gurus manifesting, guru, even though the guru's holy body is indestructible, Vajra body, but manifesting old age, inconvenience of health, all these are is a direct instruction, direct teaching to our heart to overcome one of the most stubborn, one of the most difficult obstacle to overcome, which is the permanent grasping. Permanent grasping about life, permanent grasping about time, and permanent grasping towards things that we attach, things that we have aversion. That is the hardest obstacle. That is the hardest obstacle for our spiritual development. Even to realize the ultimate nature of the seven phenomena, the most difficult negation to overcome is the permanent grasping. The permanent grasping serves as the hardest, foundation to build the grasping of dualistic existence, grasping of inherent existence. Even in order to develop the altruistic attitudes, love and compassion, the greatest obstacle is the self-cherishing attitude. And the self-cherishing attitude, again, construct on the false view of permanent grasping to self, the permanent grasping of self-importance. Why? Because permanent grasping is there as a self, as permanent existence. Why is there? Because the self, the self never changes, self never dies. And the grasping of needs for the self is always as a needs. Liking is always a liking. Aversion is always aversion. So whether to do with the development of the two important path, which is the path of wisdom, of emptiness, and path of attitude of bodhicitta, very much lies on the hard, concrete ground of the self-cherishing and self-grasping ignorant. So in order to overcome that, then, Guru manifest, even though their bodies are the indestructible body, they already achieved the three bodies of the Buddha, the Vajra speech, Vajra body, Vajra mind, but then, to antidote us, for us to realize these antidotes, then they manifest inconvenience of their health like that. So now, showing even a little bit of sign from us as a disciple, that we understood this as a teaching, then create the causes. Guru no need to manifest all this. So whatever conventional manifestations, so including like the treatments for the health, to swiftly to get it done and swiftly recover and continue to manifest healthy, youthful, and manifesting the the indestructible Vajra existent for eons of lifetime. So thinking, keeping that in the heart, then we all come together to recite Medicine Buddha mantra a few rounds to dedicate for that. And also each and every one of us can dedicate for each other, dedicate to especially those of individual in the teaching here whose health have inconvenience. We collectively dedicate to you, and also for your families and friends, and also anyone that out there that needs the prayer support, that we come together to dedicate this practice. Okay. Tayada oi beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha tayata om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayata om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayata om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayada om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayata om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayada om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayada om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayada om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayada om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayada om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayada om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayada om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayada om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayada om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayada om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayada om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayada om beganze maha beganze Ranza samunga de soha Tayada om beganze maha beganze Raja Samo Gade So Taya Da Omo Beganze Beganze Mahai Beganze Beganze Raja Samo Gade So Yawade Nudo Dambe Jabo Dujo Nedo Chijamale De Salam Gobara Sho Chizela Guzera De Chinamga Tele Jojo Demba Losa Dembe Drume Sasun Jedrume Muse Tadu Jejo. Oh yeah, thank you. One of the student, venerable student, asked this question. Those of individuals that who not yet have found guru to whom they can establish guru disciple relationship, and they are for those individuals, what are the practices to accumulate? What are the practices to do in order to swiftly fulfilled, finding perfect Mayanic guru and able to engage in the practice of the guru yoga. So just now we all come together and dedicate this medicine Buddha practice for the good health and long life of the guru. Such practice, such like that will create causes to meet qualified Mayanic guru. There are, many gurus whose holy names are already shining, in the world. Then there are aspirational prayers in relation to them that you can do. And if you hear, those of the gurus who are having, such as the health matters, then in dedication to, that guru, you can recite such a medicine Buddha practice like what we just did. Then that way, one will create meritorious causes to meet one's own, karmic infinited perfect Mayanic guru. Even though the gurus in whose name that oneself is dedicating the practice may not necessarily be the karmic infinited guru, and but still will through that way create the causes to meet your own karmic infinited guru, that even though his or her name is not revealed yet in the world, like that. Then there's one prayers, Kyawa Kundu Yangda Lama Tang, Tame Chedi Pela Lonji Sada Lamji and the Doje Changi Koma Yudu Show. They say for all the lifetime, and never be separated, a perfect guru, and enjoy the nectar of the Dharma, and accomplish all the realization on the stages of the path and ground until resulting the Guru Vajradhara. So that's the common prayer that you can find in the prayer book. Accumulating that prayer and make an aspiration from your heart. So that way, then swiftly encounter your karmic infinited guru, and not only encounter the karmic infinited guru this lifetime, but also that coming infinite Guru will be never separated from your existence, in all the future lifetimes until you achieve the Guru Vajradharahood, like that, Then also the practice of such as like, if you're already following certain tradition, like such as in Nyingma, Kagyu, Sajja, Gelug, there are like 4 major traditions in Tibetan Buddhism. And if you're following, Theravadan teachings or Chinese Mahayana teachings, there are always verses that you will find in the praises to the elders, to the venerables, to the teachers. Then you can adopt, those prayers and practices. Like in Gelug tradition, like such as like Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga. You can recite Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga, and you can also do the visualizations. Then within the Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga, there's an extensive practice of the 7 limb practice. The very much conduct on the basis of the 6 preparatory, which we discussed yesterday. So it is a very profound practice and complete practice where you can purify immense of negativities and accumulate immense of merit, whenever you engage in any form of Guru Yoga practice. Of course, the most extended one is the George Lama Chöpa Guru Yoga practice, which has the most elaborate, meditation and practices of six preparatory practice and 7 limb practice. The most elaborated one. But then, if you want to do the Lama Chöpa, do the complete section, then require high secret tantric initiation. But then again, you can still do the preliminary prayers. Then later, preliminary prayers like such as taking refuge and bodhicitta. Then after that, you can go to the Lamrim meditation section, Shingsho Tamba Lamrim meditation section, and with that, you can also accomplish the practice of 6 preparatory, practice of 7 limb practice. You can do that, or otherwise, then the Lama Tsongkhapa, the Miksema prayer. So you can recite that. Anybody can recite that, and this will clear obstacles in meeting or finding correct Mahayana Guru, and accumulate all the resources. One of the most powerful practice, the Miksema, not only finding of the Guru, but also finding of the meditational deity. Some individuals they don't know which meditational deity is suitable for their sweet path. Then if you practice Miksema, that will help. And some of those who already have meditational deity, but in order to accomplish the stages of the path that introduced from the sadhana or the deity yoga practice, through practice of retreat, or through practice of daily yoga practices, then in order to clear obstacle on the path and accumulate all the resources, and again, one of the most powerful practices is Miksema. Miksema, you can recite them, and the meritorious impacts are so powerful that even our compassion start to develop. by receiving the blessings of the compassionate Buddha Charisi, our wisdom start to increase, our right wisdom start to increase by the blessing of Manjushri, then the inner outer secret obstacle, including spirit obstacles, delusional obstacles start to fade away, start to eliminate by the power of Vajrapani, then open the channel or establish a channel, like a pipe in a channel between you and the Guru, or between you and the deity, through the Risum Gombo, the Lama Tsongkhapa, who is the essence of the three meditational deity, or the Guru in one essence of the three lineage, Buddha family, the Cheresic, Manjushri, Vajrapani, in the form of the Guru. So that will help to easily obtain blessings of realizations in relation to Deity Yoga practice, in relation to Guru Yoga practices, like that. Even some individual, if you are going into Ngondo retreat, if you are going into Deity Yoga commitment retreat, if you are going into 3-year great retreats, if you are going into Lamrim retreats, Lojong retreats, one of the retreat that should do at the very beginning is the Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga retreat, based on the accommodations of like 100,000 miksema. That's especially in the lineage of the Kadamba master, our lineage gurus, which passed down through Lama Tsongkhapa, our living lineage gurus, it's like a pit instruction to instruct, the serious disciples who conduct, many retreats and practices. The first thing is to do Lama Tsongkhapa retreat. Then that will bring so much of comfortableness, easiness, smoothness in your other retreats, like whether during Lamrim retreats or Deity Yoga retreats, like that. Otherwise, because of the preciousness of practice, like even Lamrim, Lojong, or Deity Yoga retreats, then there's a lot of obstacle may occur because of so precious. And at the same time, there's negative energy, negative the harm givers want to obstacle you, and then not easy to succeed in the practice. Sometimes our concentration goes stray. Even though your body in the retreat, but our concentration strays. You see, or even our concentration is there, but our body got stray. Our body got health issues. So such like kind of obstacles. Then also for those individual like sanghas, in order to have a sense of purity and diligent, joyous effort in the observation of the vows, one of the practice that we can daily do to clear obstacles and encounter condition is miksema, recitations of miksema prayer, daily, like that. And also those of you who are engaging in extensive study, like Geshe studies, philosophy studies, or even Lamrim study, Lojong study, or whatever studies, Dharma studies you do. Again, one of the practice to clear obstacle and encounter, collect all the conducive conditions is a miksema practice. So this is a widely recommended, like that. Okay. Any other questions? Otherwise, I will continue.
Hey, Sheila, we have one question. from here.
Okay, yes.
Yesterday, a Chinese student asked, I think they didn't understand, they said that you, for the aid offering, it seemed like it's the opposite what we normally do. Can you clarify? I think the offering for self-generation and offering for the front generation. So I think he didn't understand. They say, how come it's opposite? Yeah.
Yeah. So very much, the offerings start from the right side of yourself, isn't it? So front generation is talking about the offering in relation to the altar, the deities. That's called front generation offerings. So that has to start from the right side of the deity, from the altar side to the right side. Now you as a practitioner, you're facing towards the altar, upward, isn't it? So the self-generation offering is to offer to the self-deity. So that has to start with your own right. So that is opposite to the deity's right, isn't it? So that's why their offerings make opposite direction. There's two offering. So that's how you set up like that. Any other questions? Okay, so no questions. Okay. Okay, then I will continue. Yeah, so yesterday, yes, we are on the subject, another highlighted subject on the meditation. As I mentioned yesterday, so this is the styles of the Lama Selingpa, who is the very much the root of the Lamrim teaching, the Lojong teaching, where Lama Atisha received the both lineage of the profound and extensive, through Lama Selingpa. And then Lama Atisha, of course, he adopted the practice of the style of the meditation that guided in this Middle Lang Lamrim. Then Atisha brought that teaching into Tibet. Then all the early Agadama masters, and later Lama Tsongkhapa, then come up to our own lineage, immediate lineage gurus, and within that meditation practice, there are two main points. One is the correctly establishing the preparatory or the preliminary practices for the meditation. Otherwise, meditation won't be fruitful. Then the second important point is conducting the meditation correctly, the nature of the meditation, how to perform. So yesterday we, from the two important points from the preliminary or preparatory practice, the first one is the 6 preparatory. Then the second one is the 7 limo practice. So 6 preparatory, just to remind, the cleaning, very much preparing, the goodness of the meditation cushion, meditation room, and then setting up the altar, etc. Then the second one is, so, the first one is the cleaning the meditation room, then organizing the holy object, if you have, if not, at least you have to do that in your mind, for your visualization. Then the second one is arranging beautiful offerings. Third one is, then the structures of the meditation sitting posture, and taking refuge in generating bodhicitta, the correct setting of correct motivation. Then the fourth one is the visualization of the merit field. The merit field. If you are doing Lamrim meditation, then Lamrim merit field. if you are doing Guru Yoga meditation, then the central is the Guru. Even you visualize the whole Lamrim merit field, the central, instead of Shakyamuni Buddha, you actualize your root Guru. If you are doing Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga, then Lama Tsongkhapa is the central. If you are just doing solo Guru Yoga practice, then very much of your visualizations of your Guru, the heart Guru, who is embodiment of all the Gurus, or the heart Guru in the central, then above and the side by sides, all the rest of the other Gurus. If you have like Lama Atisha, like 500 over Gurus, then you can have all of them in your merit field for your Guru Yoga practice. Or just one Guru, the heart Guru, then whom you regard as emanation, embodiment of all the past, present, future Gurus. So like that. Then the fifth one is the fifth preparatory practice mainly focus on purifications of the obstacles to the meditation and accumulations of the conducive conditions and military resources to the success of the meditation. So that is the today's subject, which is the 7-limb practice. The practice of 7-limb, combined of these two sets of practices, accumulations of merit, the purifications of the obstacle, and accumulations of merit. And the number 6 is requesting the inspirations from the merit field for Guru Yoga practice, then inspirations from the Guru. So that is number 6 like that. So today, now I will read from the text. As for the limb of prostration, okay, so the 7 limbs, first one is the limbs of prostration. Then second one is the limb of offering. Third one is the limb of purification, purification. Fourth one is the limbs of rejoicing. Then the limbs of requesting to remain, not to depart in the nirvana, parinirvana. Then limbs of requesting to turn the wheel of dharma. Then the last one is the limbs of dedication. So these are the 7 limbs of the practice. So within the 7 limbs of the practice, the first one, the prostration, then the limbs of purification. So these two are the mainly for purifying the obstacle. Then rest of the limbs are mainly for tools to accumulate merits, like that. So now in the text it says, Lama Tsongkhapa says, as for the limbs of prostration, the prostration combining the 3 doors is set out in the stanzas. So very much of these stanzas that we'll read, even later words, these are mainly, based on the sutra, and in particularly the sutra of the good conduct, the kings of prayer. From the 8 great prayers, one of the main aspirations of the Buddha is the kings of the prayer. So in there, the first section is dedicated for the practice of 7 limb. So the verses are very much, according to that, or the stanzas are very much, in relation to that. So it says, in the stanza, it says, I bow respectfully with body, speech, and mind to all the lion among men without exception. in however many worlds there are in the 10 direction and 3 times. The prostration very much, done through 3 doors: body, speech, and mind. To whom you do the prostration is to the Buddha who is lying among the men, and then not just one Buddha, but to all the Buddhas of the 3 worlds, and all the Buddhas of the 10 directions, all the Buddhas of the 3 times, Buddhas of the past, present, future. So you prostrate like that, So usually, you very much define the object of prostration. Then the practice, the doer of the prostration, and the manner of the prostrations, you can define like that. Then here the explanation to this stanza by Lama Tsongkhapa said, this is not prostration to the Buddha in just a world spare in one direction and of the one time. Rather, focusing on all the victories residing in all 10 directions, past, present, future, you reverently prostrate body, speech, and mind to them from the depth of your heart. So you see, so the prostrations, the one of very powerful practice for purifications. Not only the minor limitations, towards our body, speech, and mind, but also it purifies the root of all the limitations, the ego-centered, ignorant, the ego-centered ignorant. In another word, the self-grasping ignorant. So that is the root of all the delusions, the root of all the karma, root of the all the suffering, the samsara, isn't it? And prostration is bowing, paying respect, or honoring something, someone, higher or more important, more reverent than your centered egoic identity, and that itself directly antidote to the root, the ignorant. That much powerful. You see. So when you conduct prostrations, for immediate level, it purify the imbalance, the physical physical energy, physical chakras, imbalance, physical nervous system, the blood flow, the organs, from crown to toe. When you do prostration, if there's any imbalance, even if you have some kind of like a bone dislocations, when you do long prostration, it helps to adjust. When you do a proper long prostration, it has that kind of impact. You see, so when the outer physical nervous systems and the organs and the blood flows harmonize, that will directly impact to the harmonious function of the inner chakra, the physical, the chakra, and the channels, the nervous, the subtle nervous, the spiritual nervous systems, then drops the utilizations of the subtle, the drop that which very much need the harmonious intact, in order to utilize even the most profound practice of the clear light. So if our drops are not intact, pure, undamaged, and the channels are intact, then the chakras are intact, then whatever meditation we do, it becomes very, very effective. So otherwise it doesn't work. So that's why the prostration immediately will directly impact that. You see, then when you do prostration, emotionally, also get exercise. It is you may find quite like a magic. If you feel bit low, if you feel bit unhappy, bit confused, bit dull, you immediately conduct a prostration. It will just uplift you. Your mind become clearer. You become more energized. It's like immediate like that. You see, even you take Panadol, may take some time to take the impact, but when you do prostration, immediately, right there you get the effect. So physically also you feel like that. Emotionally also you feel like that. So. So this can be proven by your own practice, your own experiment. We are not just saying someone says so or someone happened like that. You can try, like that. You see, then even from the medical point of view, especially like those herbal medical point of view, the prostration, that like stretching your body, the way how we stretch, like in prostration, it actually help our health. Then the yoga, those yoga point of view, like in like herbal medicine are very extensively practiced in the Chinese medicines, and there are energy exercise like the qigong, tai chi, etc. Even from their point of view, the practice of prostration is so powerful to the improvement of health. When you perform like full length prostration, you also achieve performing tai chi, qigong. Then whatever gong may be there, you accomplish all of them, so with prostration, like that. Then scientific point of view, I think there are even modern science. I think I heard, if I hear correctly, that even the modern science, they analyze the impact of the act of prostration, what kind of impact that you receive. Scientific point of view also regarded is very, very helpful, very helpful for the health, like that. Then the psychological point of view, psychotherapist point of view, then it is proven. The prostration kind of exercise is so effective for physical and mental health. Very powerful, Then in the Tibetan, you see, Tibetan Buddhist environment, especially in the monastic environment, there's not much of physical exercise environment. Most of time sitting, doing puja, meditation, recitations, very much like that. There's a very, very little physical movement, but many, you can say, most, the monks and nuns, they live very long life. What they eat is very simple. They don't have many varieties of food to eat. Maybe mostly it's the samba. They don't have even green tea, this tea, that tea. They have only Tibetan tea. The food, they say, oh, this is like green, nice for this, good for this health. Red, this is good for this health. There's no, they're all plain flour, samba. So very much, day and night, their foods are very much like that. Nowadays it changed, but in Himalaya it's still very much like that. And in Tibet, I think the remote area is still like that, you see. Actually, today's time become more unhealthy because of exposure to more varieties of food, more varieties of drinks, actually become more troublesome for health, you see. But one thing that emotionally keep very happy mood and physically keep very healthy physical body is one of the exercises, prostration. Especially when your physical body managed, then you do long prostration. That is the best. If you're able to, even you do slowly also, it is so wonderful. Even you're able to do just one time also, it's so helpful. You see. Yeah. Then. Prostration. So that's one of the things. Then, so when you do prostration, that each of the gesture has a profound significance, which I think many of you already know. But if in case one or two people, not aware, then you see, whichever prostration you do, there are many ways of prostration. And if physically can afford, then the complete one, even the hand gesture, you put the two palms together like that, and then the central, the thumb should be put inside the palm. Then the two hand, the right hand symbolized as a method, like the bodhicitta, love, compassion. Left hand as a wisdom, like wisdom of selflessness, wisdom of emptiness. So even when you do that, if you know that you think like that, and these two coming together, two hands coming together, union of wisdom and method to perform powerful practice of veneration, powerful practice of purifications, etc. Whatever all the benefits comes out of prostration, you want to achieve that, which is spiritual benefit, by joining the wisdom and method like that. And also from this hand gesture, you will see the difference of the non-Buddhists and Buddhists. The non-Buddhists also do prostration, but they do like that flat hand like this. These two hands like that, the finger, the thumb, they put out like that, so in the earlier time, to see the differences also can be seen through the differences between Buddhists and non-Buddhists. You will see from just the prostration gesture like that, then you place first on the crown, right center on the crown. That is to purify all the limitations to actualize Buddha's major and minor monks, in particularly the Ushnisha, the Buddha's crown, one of the mark of the Buddha. Then second is placed on the forehead. Then purify whatever negativity is accumulated physically. Then accumulate all the causes to actualize all the physical qualities of the Buddha, or to obtain Buddha's holy body. Then the third you place at the throat, purify all the negativities accumulated through your speech, and accumulate all the meritorious causes to achieve Buddha's meritorious sound and meritorious speech. Then the last one, the fourth one, place at the heart, purify all the negativities accumulated through your heart, then accumulate all the causes to achieve Buddha's omniscient enlightened mind. Also, then after that, then you gradually lie down on the ground flat. So when you go down, in the text emphasize, go down like if you take down a big tree, huge tree, if you cut down, it will fall, like that. It's like a slow motion, not like that, like slowly boom, like that, isn't it? So you say fall down like that, like the tree fall down, So then when you touch the ground, so also the feet, the 2 feet should be together like this as much as possible. But if your balance is not so good, then of course, but otherwise you try to put the 2 feet together. And when you are doing this, that time you'll be very straight. All the structure, body structure should be stretched, straight up like that. Okay. Then also when you do the hand gesture, the prostration, you don't do like this. You try to do as you stretch out and do like this. If possible, you stretch out. You see, as much as amount of the area that you cover on the ground when you lie down, there's also a great significance of accumulations of merit, that much amount of the number of the dust. Similarly, in the space also, as much as amount of the space you cover, that much of the number of the dust, even in the dust that, the dust that you can see when in the sun rays, that you can see the dust in the space, that much amount of the number of merit you accumulate like that, I would say a huge amount of merit will accumulate to achieve the higher beneficial body, like the Dharma king, or the king of the 33 gods. The number of the number of the dust that you cover. Then when you lie down, the number of the dust on the ground, not only the surface, even the beneath, the all the way up to, we call Wanjaseki Sashi, all the way up to the final, the ground like that. So there will be numberless dust, isn't it, in the ground. So that much amount of reincarnations will obtain as a will-turning king, as a king, like a Brahma, like that, which is so beneficial, like that. Then when you lie down on the ground, then also your hand go a bit stretched back on the ground, then like as if like you're gathering all of it like this, like that. Then you collect your hand like this. So very much like if you are swimming in the swimming pool, the hand how you do like that. So very much like that. So then, and you shouldn't remain too long on the ground. You just finish your job of the amount of time is when you touch down, then after that, your hand put on top of your crown one more time. Then after that, you push back your hand and get up. So when you get up as swift as possible. When you go down, go slowly, but when you get up, as swift as possible. So those are described. Then when you go down, your hand, always touch the full palm, not do like this, not do the fist. You touch down. Again, there are limitations of doing wrongly, but if you do rightly, there's a huge benefit. So anyway, you touch your palm, whole palm. But even the hand, you stretch your fingers like that, So even that helps to stretch your body, your limbs like this, So you do that. Just even one is so beneficial. So if you do more, then it's better. But then traditionally, in first time when you be in front of holy object, or you be in front of the guru, you do 3 times. But you can do as many number as you can, So that's the long prostration. Then there are short prostration is we call the prostrations of 5 limbs. So that one you don't have to lie down the whole body, but you very much do the similar thing as before, but then now it's more like a bowing down. But for that, your the 5 limbs are the 2 knee, the 2 palm, and the forehead has to be touched on the ground. Then you get up. So these are the 5 limb prostration. Or if that also you cannot manage, then you can just do 3 times like this. Or was it 4, like this, just a hand gesture. Even that also prostration. If that also cannot, then you just do it at the heart. Even that is beneficial, like this. If that also cannot, you just do even one. You put your finger like this, you just do like that. That also prostration. You see, you see, and this gesture of respect and prostration, not only we do to the Buddhas and holy object, but we do to everybody. We do this to everybody. That there's a saying that as much as that you offer respect to the Buddha, you offer same way to all the sentient beings or the ordinary beings, because the sentient beings are the whole purpose of the existence of Buddha. How much you treasure the sentient being, as equal you treasure the importance of the Buddha, like that. So therefore, the culture of like greeting, like this prostration is so meaningful. Whenever we meet each other, you do like this, very meaningful. Then when we see gurus, of course, definitely do that. When we see any holy object, even like thumbnail size of painting or tsatsa, even a defect painting, broken statues or tsatsa, you do like that, you see. Or if you cannot do like that, at least do like this, So when you go for pilgrimage, when you go to temples, like one thing that you can accumulate the moment you enter to the temple is you accumulate merit by doing prostration to all the holy objects, like that. So now, or then, so there are 3 kind of prostration. That's physical one. The verbal one is offering praises. Offering praises. If you are doing prostration to the guru, oh magnificent, glorious, enlightened guru, may I become just like you. You can say just like that. Or I prostrate to the guru. Lama la kyapsu chewo. I prostrate to guru. Then you can do that to Buddha. I prostrate to Buddha. Then you do that to Dharma. I prostrate to Dharma. You do that to the Bodhisattva. I prostrate to Bodhisattva. You prostrate to Arahats. You prostrate to the Sangha. You prostrate to the Stupa. You see, so you can you can say it whenever you pronounce that, then you are doing you're doing the prostration of speech. You see. So there's one story. in the previous life of Shariputra, so he stopped in the house to rest and fix his shoes, on his travel. And he saw a beautiful painting of a Buddha on the wall. And immediately he prostrated. He showed the gesture of prostration like this, then express wish to become just like this Buddha. And because of that, in his next life, he become Shariputra. He become one of the closest to the living Buddha, and he spent great amount of time with the living Buddha. And that karma for him to be born as a Shariputra during Shakyamuni Buddha's time, able to be attendant to Shakyamuni Buddha, the main source of karma that he committed is in his previous life. He happened to see a Buddha's image, the drawing, in someone's house, and just make a gesture of prostration and say, I wish to become like you, create that karma, create that meritorious karma. You see, so there are many other examples like that. You see, so then when you do, then the mental prostration, then you as to the guru, you see the guru as a Buddha, that's and generate faith and then generate veneration. That's the mental prostration. And you do that to the Buddha. You see, you remember Buddha's quality in your heart, then express genuine sense of inspiration, faith. You do that to Dharma, you do that to Sangha, you do that to all the holy beings. So this is the mental prostration, like that. You see, so when you practice the prostration, if you want to purify specifically negativities related to the guru, if you displease the guru or disobey the guru's advice, didn't follow the guru's instruction, or criticize the guru, whatever karma that committed maybe in the past, maybe in this lifetime, or maybe there may be possibility in the future, such karmic imprint may be carrying in your heart. In order to purify that, then you recite Lama la Kyapsucho, Lama la Kyapsucho, Lama la Kyapsucho, I prostrate to Guru, I prostrate to Guru. Then you can apply. If you manage, you do long prostration, 3 times, hundreds of times, if not, then you do the short one. If not, even just like this, Lama la Kyapsucho, Lama la Kyapsucho, Lama la Kyapsucho, like that. Then if you have a certain karma committed in relation to certain holy object, certain holy place, or certain individual holy being, certain sangha, then you keep them in your heart as an object of your prostration. Then you can express their name. Then similar way, do prostrations. You can also do like that. So for Lama Tsongkhapa, under the instruction of Manjushri, that saw that he needed to purify, still need to purify, obscurations, and need to accumulate merit in order to realize emptiness directly. This is even after he accomplished the scholarly qualities, but he still didn't realize emptiness. So this advice came from Manjushri. So one of the main practice for him to purify obscuration, he engaged 35 Buddhas prostration practice. So when he went into retreat, specifically to accumulate merit, he did mandala offering. specifically to purify negativities, the obscuration. He used 35 Buddhas prostration practice. He accumulate hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands, many hundred thousands. I can't remember exactly the number, but many hundred thousands, you know. So like that. So, so you know, we can also take Lama Tsongkhapa as our inspiration, our example, you know, to integrate 35 Buddhas prostration, because there are 35 Buddhas, including 8 medicine Buddhas are there, and there's a great healing in place. A special karmic connection you establish with 35 different Buddhas, you know, and 35 different specific qualities of the different Buddhas, you know, able to achieve, you know, that itself is so unique, so powerful, isn't it? Like that. Or you can also do prostration, reciting Vajrasattva practice, Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva, or reciting Vajrasattva 100-syllable mantra, or just a short mantra, you do prostration for purification, like that. But most common one, and you know, you're able to, will recommend to do 30 based on 35 Buddhas prostration. And if best, if you memorize the 35 Buddhas prayer, you recite them, and when you recite them, you're doing verbal prostration. Then reflect on the meaning of the recitation, you do mental prostration. Then physically, you do the long prostration, whatever prostration. So you accomplish 3 prostration together, like that. If you're unable to memorize, then best is you recite and you record your own voice. Of course, you can listen to others' recording, which is so wonderful. But here now you want to accumulate merit of your own speech. You know, you want to do the prostration of your speech also, isn't it? So for that, it's so beneficial for yourself to record, you know, of reading of the 35 Buddhas prayer. Now you play the recording while you do the prostration. And that time, now you focus on your physical gesture and your mental, you know, mental generating faith, generating, you know, the thinking of the inspiration, the qualities of the Buddha. Then the recitation wise, your recording will recite for you, isn't it? So you can do like that. So now the benefit, you know, in the sutra emphasize there are 10 kind of benefits, many more benefits, and 8 kind of benefits, and the common 8 kind of benefits introduce minimum, you know, those benefits will achieve when you do prostration. You know, the first one is you will have a beautiful body. You know, whenever you reincarnate, you know, have a very attractive, virtually attractive, attractive body. So now, virtue, merit, not the internet virtually, you know, that mix up. So whenever people see your body, you know, they get inspired in the virtue, you know, so that kind of beautiful, you know, whenever so beautiful that you are attracted by many to influence them with virtuous inspirations, like that, you know, feel so blissful, like that. The second quality is those who are around you in your family. Second one is wherever you are, it brings harmony. People feel so comfortable to be around you, and wherever you are, you're able to bring peace, which is so important, isn't it? So in the family of, you know, how many members, whenever you are there, everybody, you know, becomes so harmonious. Everybody becomes so happy, you see, and it's so wonderful, isn't it? And whichever society you go, you're just being there, you bring so much harmonious, peaceful environment there. You bring so much happiness to everybody. So important, isn't it? There are some people, you know, the moment you are there, bring troubles. some people, you know, the moment you are there, then the quarreling starts. The moment you are there, the disharmony start, the debate start, not like that. The moment you are there, everything, the debate is settled. Distribute is settled like that, you see. Not only to the people, but even the places, even with the nature, even with the other living creatures. Wherever you are there, you bring so much of peacefulness. You create the harmony. The place you touch, right there, in a place where everybody goes, everybody gathers. You see that. Like some of amazing Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, gurus. Wherever there, everybody gathered there, and feel so wonderful, so inspired. Like that, you see, that kind of energy, you see, you create that kind of karma, you see. Then you will be able to live in a pure morality. When you do prostration, a condition to observe pure morality. So that's why, as I mentioned before, those who keep tantric vow, Buddhist vow, Sangha vows, one of the tool to gather conducive conditions and clear obstacle to preserve pure precept, pure vow. One of practice to prostration. Then the fourth one, you will have devotion. So the more prostration you do, the more devotion you develop, towards your guru, and towards the Dharma, towards Buddha, towards Sangha, towards virtues. You always, like, pursue, be near to the Guru, be near to the Dharma, be near to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, like that, you see. Then, fifth one, you will achieve a brave mind or courage of practicing the Dharma, you see. Your mind become so clear and so courageous, where, when, things to do with the Dharma work, Dharma activities, you become so enthusiastic, you become so courageous, you see. Otherwise, I cannot practice this, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, you see. I cannot do this sadhana, I cannot accumulate that much of mantra, I cannot do, I cannot be there for this very, very meritorious events. There's so much of weakness will come in our heart. When you do prostration, then as far as concerned with about Dharma, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, I can do it, I will do it, I want to do it, and I will do right now. I myself alone will do it, that kind of thing. You see, so eventually even it will develop to the most courageous, like bodhicitta mind, like bodhisattva's mind, like that. You see. Then you say, I will achieve enlightenment. I will make sure achieve enlightenment within this very lifetime, within this very retreat time, within this very cushion, within this very, very, very journey, like that. Then number 6, you will be reborn as a deva or human. As I mentioned before, each prostration, the number of one dust, one particle, you create the meritorious karma to be born as a deva, be born as a dharma king, be born as a king of the gods, like that. You see. Then you will achieve the exalted path. Then, as I mentioned before, like Lama Tsongkhapa, he composed, great 18 treatises. You see, great 18 treatises, especially, measure in emptiness. One of the most clear, complete, profound illustrations of the intent of the Nagarjuna and Shakyamuni Buddha in emptiness. In the whole Tibetan scholar history, that Lama Tsongkhapa did that. But still, he didn't realize, even he understand correct intention of the Buddha's teaching on emptiness. He even composed, those you can see in the Lamrim Chemo, the one of the most celebrated teachings on emptiness, the wisdom chapter. but he still didn't realize the direct realization of emptiness. You see, then he seek advice from Manjushri. And then Manjushri says, you need to purify obstacles, accumulate merit. Then he went to the retreat of Wagachoning, and one of the practice he did, prostration. You see, one of the practice he did, prostration, through 35 Buddha's practice. Then he achieved the exalted path. He realized he achieved the path of seeing, Arya Bodhisattva's path. He saw emptiness directly. He actually emptiness, wisdom, direct realization of the ultimate nature of the phenomena. You see, so we will also achieve similar benefit. One of the benefit of prostration like that. Then the third one is you will achieve enlightenment. The result of achieving the exalted wisdom of direct perceiving the emptiness act as a direct cause, not a conditional cause, direct cause to the Dharmakaya body of the Buddha, the Buddha's wisdom body of the Buddha. You see, so that's the benefit. So you will achieve enlightenment. You see, without the wisdom of emptiness, you won't achieve enlightenment, isn't it? So all these are the benefits. Okay. Yeah, so this is about the prostration like that. So okay, now I will read without distraction. I will try to read. There are prostration for each of the three doors individually. Physical prostration is set out in the stanza. Owing to the power of the prayer of good conduct, owing to the power of prayer for good conduct, the king of prayer, all the Buddhas directly appear to my mind. Physically, there's not all the Buddhas you have able to arrange on the altar, isn't it? So one thing, you can invite all the Buddhas of the 3 time and the 10 direction as your merit field, where you're going to do the prostration is in your mind. Through your visualization, you can do that. Buddhas directly appear to my mind. I bow sincerely to all these Buddhas with as many bodies as there are atoms in the world. So one thing I forgot before is when you do prostration, you visualize yourself manifest into numberless bodies. Manifest into numberless bodies. So not only the merit field is numberless, but the practitioner yourself become numberless through your visualization. So that many number of the manifestations of your being will accumulate another round of that many number of the merit. That's one thing. Then you also visualize all your previous reincarnations which came into existence from beginningless lifetime. There are numberless reincarnations. There are many reincarnations in the hell realm, hungry ghost realm, animal realm, god realm, demigod realm, human realm, but all of them manifest in the form of human, exactly like you. You carry the same mindset, same devotion, and same inspiration, and same manner, exactly like you. Everyone is imitating like you, like that. You visualize like that, Even those of the animal rebirth, hell rebirth of yours, now as a human being, like you, exactly like you. They can even look exactly like you, so like that. Then not only that, you also bring forward all your future reincarnations, those of possibility, reincarnation in the hell realm, hungry ghost realm, animal realm, god realm, demigod realm, those of the reincarnations in the ordinary Bodhisattva's path, those of the reincarnations in the Arya Bodhisattva's path, those of your reincarnation, even when you are in the 10 Bhumi Bodhisattva, you have not reached Buddhahood yet, isn't it? All of yours reincarnation as a sentient being bring forward now similar look, similar inspiration, and you are like the leader. When you recite, you are chant leader. When you physically do, you know everybody watching at you do. You know the way how you think, exactly everyone think like that. You see, so this is what I mean. With the many bodies as there are atoms in the world, numberless. You see, so this is very, very important. You know that itself actualize the effectiveness of purifications of the past karma, as well as effectiveness of purification of all the karmic imprint that will result for the future consequences. So these are the benefit. Then Lama Tsongkhapa says here, you take all these victorious in all directions and times as object of your mental focus, as though perceiving them directly. You feel their absolute presence, you know, not like I'm imagining, not like that. You're visualizing, you know, you're visualizing. This is the word of the Buddha. So if you visualize accordingly the instructions of the Buddha, it become real, you know, not imagining, and not like normal imagination. So it's a real. So when you visualize all the 10 generation Buddhas there, really all the 10 generation Buddhas are there. If you visualize all your past lifetimes, reincarnation, future lifetimes, reincarnation, the purpose is all established right there in the present time. Okay, so you shouldn't have any doubt like that. So they're perceiving them directly, or emanating your own body in manifestation as numerous as fine particles. You see, so you can visualize sometime your bodies are like Mount Meru. Each of these bodies like Mount Meru, so that you can cover more space, so that you can more number of merit. And sometimes you visualize so tiny like atom, numberless. You know, you even multiply the number of the self, or the number of the object of the merit field. You know, so that way again you can accumulate extraordinary merits, and extraordinary purifications happens. Or then you prostrate to them, and having generated the power of faith in the excellent conduct of this holy object, being motivated by mental prostration is set forth in the stanza. On every atom, as many Buddhas as there are atoms, are surrounded by bodhisattvas. Everyone is observed in the meditation on suchness. I fully venerate all of these accomplished one. So these verses you can use for the verbal meditation. You can memorize them. You can recite them when you do. Or otherwise, you know, as I mentioned before, 35 Buddhas. You know, this is just this is the base of the rest of the teachings that come about. So just for that, yeah. Then Lama Tsongkhapa says, on top of each minute particles, Buddhas as innumerable as dust particles reside encircled by the bodhisattvas. Then generate the faith that recollect their excellent qualities. Excellent qualities. So verbal frustration is set forth in the stanza. I extol the good qualities of all the Buddhas. I praise all of the Sugatas with the sound of an oceans of song, in voices of inexhaustible seas of praises. Again, you can memorize this stanza, recite them, or any other aspirational prayers that you can recite. You know, like 35 Buddha's prayers is aspirational prayers of the 35 Buddha. Like even if you want to do a great healing practice, then the medicine Buddha, you know, Ed medicine Buddha, you know, when you do the medicine Buddha puja, you know, there's a section of reciting 7 times of its name. Like so you can do like that. So you can memorize them, you recite them, you do prostration to each medicine Buddha. Great healing like that. So then Lama Tsongkhapa says, from each of these bodies emanate numerous heads, and And from each of these heads, again, innumerable tongues singing inexhaustible praises of the object. You visualize like that. Yourself in there's so many heads, so many the tongue, the speech organs, then expressing all those praises, like that. Excellent qualities to sweet melodies, and also it sounds so beautiful, so heart-touching, like that. Here, songs are the praises, and their voices, that is, their causes are the tongue. You see, so it is important, if possible, it is important to utilize your own speech. That way, you utilize, this sense organ, the tongue, which is the part of the physical aggregates. Then the sound that expressed from there, again, it created its own karmic impact. You see, so then the praises that come out, and the voices, and the senses organ, like the tongue, each of them, has its own special, meritorious karmic accumulation, which will cause for all the benefits, of the prostration. The words oceans convey as a great quantity, like that. As for the limbs of offering, okay, now the second limb, yeah, so okay, the prostration is, I think, very much roughly like that. So now the second limbs, the limbs of offering. It says surpassable offerings are set forth in the 2 stanzas. So these are coming from the Kings of Prayer. I offer these Buddhas and Bodhisattvas fabulous flowers, glorious garland, symbols, scented balms, precious parasol, excellent butter lamp, and superb incense. I offer these Buddhas and Bodhisattvas sublime garment, supreme scent, sachets of fragrant powder equal to Mount Meru, and every wonderful things in the splendid arrays. So make all these offerings again in the numberless, infinite form. Those offerings that can be consumed, regard them as a nectar. Those offerings, which cannot be consumed, then offering as jewels, in the form of jewels, precious gems, and like beautiful objects to see, like that, and beautiful sound to hear, beautiful object to be touched. Anyway, Lama Tsongkhapa in his explanation stanza says, fabulous flowers are marvelous specimen of divine and human flowers. When you talk about flowers, divine, those flowers in the Pure Land, the flowers in the flowers, the decorative flowers in the celestial of the deities, those are the divine ones. You visualize them. And then the human flowers, all the flowers that exist in the world. So you visualize all of them. So when you visualize not only the flower that you planted, also the flower that in the nature, a flower that planted by others in others' garden, you offer them. You offer them like that, you see. So when you make offerings, it's a datu soma, is a offering that you own by you, and offering that which is owned by others. Very much everything can be offered. Can be offered like that. So So when you make offerings to the triple gem merit field, of those offerings of the belong to others, like the flower in the other people's garden, or flower in the nature, which be owned by the nagas, landlords, animals, whatever it may be. By you making them as an offering to the triple gem, this living being accumulate, they share the merit that you accumulate. That's how that you can help them, you can benefit them, like that. Not only you achieve the merit, but you're able to help them, like that. So when you see, if you don't have time to do meditation, detailed meditation, then you recite Om Ahom. Whenever you go into your garden, you see flower. In the moment you look at the flower properly, you look at them, you acknowledge them, you admire them. It's very, very important. When you see the beautiful colors, beautiful, the petals, beautiful, different species of flowers. Then each one Om Ahom, Om Ahom, Om Ahom. Then naturally, it become an offering that which is so pure, become like a celestial offering, pure. All the impurities were purified by the power mantra, become extensive by the power of the mantra. Like Om Ahom, by syllable Om, the moment syllable Om is recited by by communicating with the object through our senses, either the sound, either the thing, the see, like the flower here. The moment you see, the moment your senses seeing the flower, then you say Om Ahom. The moment you see the water, say Om Ahom. See the mountain, Om Ahom. See the sea, Om Ahom. So whatever you see, say Om Ahom. Beautiful house, Om Ahom. Everything. Then the syllable Om Ji Khato Di Om Ji Khato Om Ji Mo yeah. Om Ji Mo Om Ji Khato Di the syllable Om will multiply. One offering become many, numberless offerings. Syllable A will actualize that ordinary object, ordinary offering become a divine offering, pure offering. Then syllable Hong will purify all the impure substance in relation to the object. The object of samsaric objects, or the ugliness, incompleteness. Everything will purify, become complete, become pure, become divine offering. Just reciting Om Ahom like that. You see. So then, when you go to the nature, if you walk, you see tree Om Ahom, you see flower Om Ahom. Like that. Then so meaningful to roam in the garden. Unbelievable, beneficial. Then. When you see the flowers in others' garden, the moment you admire, you acknowledge Om Ahom, and on top of that, if you even able to dedicate the merit to the owner, that will really Bodhisattva's way of life, like that, benefiting wherever you go, you benefit. And then if you are practicing Tantra, especially Mother Tantra, then the 8th line of the Dakini's prayer, the 8-line prayer for Gangje. When you recite, whenever you see mountain or water or flower, when you recite that, the benefit you achieve actualizing that object as a Heruka, Vajrayogini's celestial. The moment you see the mountain, you recite, or Om Chane Po, 叫做 Hong Hong Pe. in the airline prayer, that mountain, for what the benefit you receive, you are seeing, you're witnessing the actual Heruka and Vajrayogini mountain, or being in Heruka mountain, Vajrayogini mountain, like that. When you soak your body into the sea, you go to the beach, you recite airline prayer, you are in the beach of Vajrayogini, the beach of Heruka. You are diving in, you're soaking your body in there like that. So you see, so at home, you recite like that, your home becomes Vajrayogini mandala. You recite to your garden, it becomes like that, you see. So it is a very, very powerful, purification practice and extensive offering practice like that. Then, when you especially in like in Switzerland, then some many part of the world, when you drive around, I mean, there's so many beautiful waterfalls, beautiful mountains, unbelievable. Those are real richness. If you know this practice of offering, you just go around, have a nice walk, nice sightseeing, and make everything extensive yoga practice. Unbelievable, isn't it? By nature already so beautiful. You don't have to visualize to be beautiful. It's already so beautiful, isn't it? There are some places like that. Then I think Switzerland sometimes was a whole mountain covered with flowers. Then, we make offering of 8 medicinal herbs. We go and buy from the market the dry one, then put it in the container. No, I mean, some of the places in the country, you have plenty of medicinal herbs. I remember last time when I was in Bern, in the old center, I walk behind. There's a garden. There's a park. In that park, there's so many herbs. There's one herbs. I thought that we can only get in Himalaya, like in the Zoom. There's one called rukpa, the vegetable that smell like a garlic. So you chop that, you make a momo out of it. You mix with other ingredients. It's very delicious. So even talking about that, I had to swallow my saliva. So the one time the center organized, I think 2 Tibetan lady to prepare a meal for me, food. So they prepare momo, and they say, "Oh, I said this momo is a special taste. What is this?" Or they say they put rupa. I said, "We got rupa here?" He said, "Yes. This is just behind in the garden, in the park. Plenty of rupa." So then I said, "Oh, I want to go and see immediately. I want to go and see." So they took me there, plenty, unbelievable plenty, So this rupa is also medicinal herbs. So there are so many medicinal herbs, and some more fresh one. So you can make offerings. You can make offerings like that, You see? Oh yeah. Anyway, okay. So like that, there are many ways to accumulate merits, practice, unbelievable like that. Then all the groceries that you buy, you immediately Om Ahum, make offerings. It become medicine. It become medicine to you. It become blessing to you. You see, you turn this conventional ordinary gozuri into the gozuri is similar. The food supply is similar to the Buddhas, similar to the Dakas, Dakinis. It become very much a similar thing that we were going to consume like that. And this simple mantra Om Ahum, that's it. So powerful. The mantras are so secret because it carries that much power. That's why it's so secret. That's why I call secret. That's why I call sweet part. It's just like that. That's called sweet part. That's called tantra, isn't it? Mantra, isn't it? Because of that. Otherwise, why call mantra? They're so powerful, but we have to utilize them like that. Okay. Oh yes, I forgot. That's what I wanted to say. You see, in the city, there's so many cows. So even in the Switzerland, there's so many. Those cows are also so beautiful. The size, and then also they carry the big sound, gong 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 like that. So anyway, so you see, we normally have to go to the shop and buy, the like precious cow, the cow toy, and then you make offering to the altar. Precious, toy cow, toy car, toy elephant, toy horse. Now there are plenty of beautiful real cow there, real horses there, real animals there. We don't remember to offer. And if we make an offering of those real animals, these animals are benefited, the merit that we accumulate, because we utilize them. They are the reason that we're able to make offering. They accumulate the merit. That's how you help them. You see. So not just offering. Like when you see the cow, immediately look at the cow and recite Om Mani Padme Hum. Look at the cow, generate compassion. Look at the cow, then make offerings. Like a precious cow making offerings to the Buddha. You're directly benefiting them. You see, not just in visualization, directly like that. And now the similar goes to a human being. Human being. Da Shen, Lu Nga, Yis, Da Shen, you can offer your body. You can offer others' body to the Buddhas, isn't it? Da Shen, Lu Nga, you offer as a mandala offering, isn't it? So, but then our normal human being, we ignore them. So you see, so when we see our families, at least when we see our families, when we see our friends, immediately in your heart, Om Ahom. Then if they don't mind, you can say Om Ahom. Instead of saying hello, you say Om Ahom. So maybe need to start this culture. Instead of saying hello, you say Om Ahom. I think that would be very nice. That would be, I think, very meaningful. So anyway. You offer. Then some more, if the person is wearing beautiful clothes, the person looks so beautiful, immediately Om Ahom. You see? Then indirectly, even that person don't know how to make offering, how to practice Dharma, you cause them to accumulate the similar benefit out of practicing Dharma. You see? So that's how you can benefit them. You see? So beneficial. You see? So if you carry that kind of mind, then you see, anyone you interact, like you even how ugly they are, through your practice, you start to see a beautiful offering to the Buddha. You see, so like that. So this is very powerful to transform our mind, purify our impure views, negativities like that. Okay. Both together encompasses every actual and imaginary flowers, like that. Symbols are the sound of the traditional instrument and the like. Symbols, any music, any sound. You see, it's very much depend on how you interpret. You see, so you see now. You see, you wear the glasses, the lenses of the offering, the earplug, the eardrum of offerings. You see, so now whatever sound you hear, you make offering. Even the noise from your neighbor also make offerings. The noise, the complaint of someone also make offerings. You see, if you really want to overcome the complaint of somebody, arguing doesn't help. You rather make them offerings. You see, by the power of your own interpretation, by the power of your own perception, you turn. That's what we call taking everything onto the path to enlightenment. This is how we do. This is how we do. This is a lojong practice, isn't it? So we can do like that. And no question about these traditional symbols. Any symbols. You see. Then, if you're able to make actual offerings, like kind of like a bell, to the stupas, to the holy object, there are many benefits. Benefits are mentioned in the sutras like that. Then scented balm is the mixture of the fragrance perfume. Precious parasol are the finest of parasols, Then butter lamps are the fragrant radiance lights from the things like incense or butter, as well as glowing jewels light, So even when you offer incense, there's a light, isn't it? That also become a light offering, you see. So if you don't have a butter light separately, the moment one stick you light it, the light also substitute as a light offerings. Then the crystal, if you put at the sun, then there are many kind of like rainbow type of colors. Those shining impacts, those shining lights, those are also is a light offering. Then on top of that, then the light of the sun, light of the moon, we this massive light of the sun, massive light of the moon, we normally don't remember to make offering, isn't it? Rather, we go and buy small candlelight, small candlelight, then like kind of like so good practitioner, put on the altar for I don't know, it lasts for half an hour, as if like, and sometimes I light 100 lights. You buy a small tea candle, 100, it's a big effort or big practice. But then the sunlight, the moonlight, we completely ignore. And the light that you on every night at your room, you some more pay electricity bill, isn't it? We completely ignore that. But that is even much more brighter than the one single candle light, isn't it? So all this can make offerings of light offerings. So then no problem. Then even the electric bill is very high, worth, no problem. Otherwise, even 1 cent extra paying for electricity bill, not only exhaust the merit, you exhaust the electricity, you exhaust your wallet also, no meaning. You see? So like that. But if you know how to make offering, that like Kyabje Lama Soparim Rinpoche, he put light 24 hours. He put a light, hundreds and hundreds of lights, So wherever Rinpoche goes, the electric bill will go so high, but it's worth, so much accumulations of merit, because of making offering, the merit will pay back more than what you can materially can earn, you see. So like that. So especially one thing, remember, to make offerings of the sun and moon, the light of the sun and moon, and the light that you lit in your house, and the light that which the cities are lit, around the world. There's so many lights are lit, So you take the opportunity to take the advantage of making offerings, and making a light offering, it will directly impact to purify our ignorance. You see, then the wisdom will increase. The emptiness will be realized. Quick as possible, like that. Incense refer to the combinations of the frequent substance and to single one. Sublime garment are the finest of the clothes. A supreme scent is a water and the like, pervaded by the scent that fill the billions world system with frequency. The sachets of the powder, like the incense powder, are the packed powder of the fragrant incense suitable for scattering and burning, or the colored scent powder of the mandala. So the incense is not just stick. You can also, burning the incense stick has its own special meaning. Even though it's incense burning, then the powder burning incense as again another special meaning, special impact. It's a true kind of practice. Then not only that, the scent mandala scent, the colors are, but specifically, color. If you do properly, the colors has to be not an ordinary color. It has to be like a mix of medicinal colors, incense colors, the medicinal herbs colors, natural precious colors. So if you gather them together and there's certain frequency, if you put that on the altar, that also become part of the incense offerings. in multiple layers as wide as high as Mount Meru. So you offer many like that. Arrays joined at the end to all the above means the great quantity, artfully and colorfully arranged, and you try to make as beautiful arrangement as possible. Unsurpassable offerings are set forth in the stanza. May all these unsurpassable and vast offerings appear before all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas through the power of the faith along with the virtuous deeds. I pay homage and make offerings to all the conquerors. Lama Tsongkhapa says, since surpassable offerings are those of the worldly beings, this here is everything good emanated by the powerful beings such as Bodhisattvas, Bodhisattva like Samantabhadra. So you can even make even more meaningful. Whenever you make the offering, you can join, you can conjoin the Bodhisattva's way of making offering. We call this Samantabhadra's clouds of offering practice. You can find in a prayer book. So this is what I mean. Beings such as emanate by the powerful beings such as Bodhisattvas, like Bodhisattva Samantabhadra. Just by the power of the prayers, it becomes extensive. So you can conjoin them also. The last two lines are to be the join to all the previous complete in order to complete them. So the previous stanza, that's the last two line. So last two line is there all the time whenever you make offering. Then earlier than that, earlier two lines, then you can insert whatever other offerings you want to make. You see, you want to make flower offerings, water offerings, incense offerings, sound offerings, whatever. You mention it. Then after that, then the last two line is through the power of the faith along with the virtuous deeds, I pay homage and make offering to all the conquerors. So if you want to put in the word, then you can make up the sentence like that. So the last two lines are to be joined to all the previous complete in order to complete them. They indicate the motivation for the prostrations and the offering as well as their object. Okay, now the confession. The third limb of confessions of bad action is set forth in the stanza. So I think I better stop here because I think time is, I think many of you, especially in the Europe, you haven't had your lunch, isn't it? Then in Australia, Southeast Asia, you haven't had your dinner. So yes, okay, now we go for making extensive offerings of your lunch and your dinner. So we stop here. Dagi chini sabe jewa tenda to kula. Kebara juzo losan rabaye dembe nimbo rego sashi sho sashi beje joje mendo tam re rable chini te kemba. Sanje jindo me de bebaye rugun namda jina che bara sho ye damaguru rana mendala. Kamneya daya me. Then whatever merit we accumulate through this session and all the merit accumulate in the past or all the merit accumulate in the future, all the merits of the past, present, future Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Gurus, and sentient beings, may this collective merit be complete cause. Numberless sentient beings will be free from ocean samsaric suffering, its causes karma and delusion, and actualize temporary happiness up with the ultimate happiness, enlightenment accordingly. May this collective merit be complete cause, whatever inconvenience that experiencing in the world, like such as war, such as natural disaster, different forms of diseases, and any sort of inconvenience, physically, mentally, to the individual or wherever they may be, overcome without delay even a moment by the power of this collective merit. May this collective merit be complete cause for anyone who passed away, in particular in the last 49 days, free from suffering of death, suffering of intermediate state, suffering of rebirth, and actualize high rebirth in Buddha's pure realm accordingly. May this collective merit be complete cause, His Holiness able to have the effective, successful treatment and swift recovery and enjoy, long life for eons of time. until the end of samsara and fulfill all the aspirations. Then also all the good people in this world, like yourself, your family members, then all of those who have requested prayers, be free from all the inconvenience and actualize all your aspirations accordingly. May this quality matter become the cause. All the religious institutions like monasteries, nunneries, all the Dharma centers, or any Dharma activities, be free from inner outer civil obstacles and actualize all the conducive conditions to preserve the Dharma and virtue, actualize realization of the stages of path accordingly. May this quality matter become the cause, fulfill the most precious Guru Chaitanya Subramanian's holy wishes, and actualize unmistaken reincarnation swiftly, and clear all the inner outer civil obstacles and actualize all the conducive conditions to carry the legacy of Rinpoche to serve the Dharma, serve the sentient being accordingly as Rinpoche aspires. May this quality may become the cause. May each and every one of us, just like Lama Selimba, Lama Adisha, Lama Tsongkhapa, able to, have all the conducive conditions, including, conducive conditions to engage in the practice of 6 preparatory practice, 7 limbs of practice, and the practice of all the stages of the path in loving, starting from the Guru devotion accordingly. Jawadi, Nudo, Lama, Sanya, Drupa, Chijamali, but the Salango, Chanchu, Simple, was in Madi Panamji. Jawanya Bameba, and Gondo Bevajo, Donia Dawa, was in Madi Panamji, Jawanya Bameba, Gondo Beva. The Nedawa Rimboje, Madi Panamji, Jawanya Bameba, and Gondo Beva, show Chuzela Mekuzera, the Nangatilla Chuchima. Rosa de Mesa, Zonito, Muzeta, do Jeju, Jawagodo, Yandala, Time, Chidi, Palama, Sadalandi, the Jejanian Gomba, Nudo, Jo, the Beba, the Jambada, Gondo, somebody, and the Jenny, the Dako, Java, the Dadam Geraldo, the Zonjebe, Javadam Jedimo, Galajudo, the Dajan, Zawadi. Sambo Jejera, Domo, idea, Pamas and Jedam Jedam, the Jejam, the Janju, Sembo Galajudo. The Dagonia Molam Dojuro, Eje, Bedanzoa, Miko, Bazan, similar. Samba Jushin, Beta, she show. Oh, Tujeche, thank you very much. Take care, enjoy your lunch, enjoy your dinner.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. The recording has stopped.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you. 谢谢.
We'll see you. Thank you, everyone. How wonderful. We'll see all this. Yeah, thank you, everyone. So please remember, next week is 4 p.m. again. 请大家下个礼拜是下午4点 因为最近很多时间 so please remember it's 4 p.m. 4 to 6 p.m. and do not make mistake of coming late at 5 p.m. I know there's been a lot of changes for everyone. So 因为这个经常的这2个礼拜的时间调整呢，这个我们的这个活动下个礼拜还是下午4到6点，马来西亚、台湾北京时间下午4点到6点，请大家尽量的准时。So please do be on time. Geshe-la is.
Also einfach dort, wo die grosse Störung war, nicht, aber nachher war es wieder gut gewesen, ja. Was ist dort passiert?
Thank you, everyone, and see you next week. 下个礼拜见。
Okay. Ja. Dann ist das auch rausgefallen. Ja. Also Netzschwankungen oder so.